Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkrupatamaham Vande Paramanandamadhavam Paramanandamadhavam. After explaining in detail the nature, role and function of the aham vritti aspect of the mental stuff. Sometimes the mental stuff is called manas, sometimes it is called buddhi, sometimes it is called chitta. These kind of words are used for mental stuff. Because it thinks, it is called manas. Because it cognizes, it is called as buddhi. Because it is reflective, it is called as chitta. So these three terms you will find generally used. Should not get confused. Here itself you see, buddhau bhanam. So buddhi was used. That very next line, dhistu dvidastita. So you find the word dhi also used. So buddhi, dhi means same only. So buddhi, dhi, manas, chitta. These are what you call it as terms used synonymously with an overarching grasp. They grasp everything, the entire mental stuff. So you have to see in what context they are using. After explaining how the aham vritti, aham kriti aspect of this mental stuff, what it is, what it does, how it functions. So detailed explanation with a very brilliant analysis of where all it identifies. It identifies with the reflection of consciousness, chichaya. It identifies with the body. It identifies with the sakshi. When it identifies with the reflection of consciousness, which is natural to it, it expresses as what? It expresses as a conscious, sentient knower. It expresses as conscient, sentient knower. The thought becomes the individual. Thought is always thought. But when did thought become an individual? When it identified with the reflection of consciousness. When it identified means what? When it became inextricably one with the reflection of consciousness. It became an individual. But consciousness is consciousness, even if it is reflection. Then what happens? The inner thought becomes a sentient knower. So it is not just individual, it is sentient individual. Is it not? And that is how this individual continuously is in the mode of I know. Janati. And identifying with the body, it becomes a waking individual, a waker individual with the body. And as a waker individual, what? If the waking body is a man's body, then it will become a man. If the waker's body is a woman's body, then it becomes a woman. If the waker's body is a child body, then it becomes a child. If the waker's body is a old body, then it becomes old. And then where the body was born, nationality, etc. comes about. So identifying with the body, it has these kind of expressions. And identifying with the sakshi. What do you mean by identifying with the sakshi? What we mean by identifying with the sakshi is not actually touching it. In the rest you see there's an actual connection. Is it not? Reflection of consciousness within the thought. Then it becomes I thought. Then the thought associated with the body, actually identifying, actually pervading, actually touching, actually holding. Is it not? With the body. Then that's different. They're actual. These are all actuals. And that's why you can't do much about it. But what is imaginary is the reflection of consciousness, is the ahamvritti, considering the ahamvritti is association with the sakshi. What do you mean by ahamvritti is association with sakshi? Its limitation, it superimposes upon the witness. What do you mean? Its limitation, it superimposes upon the witness. Is it something in front of the ahamvritti so that it can superimpose? Like how you see the rope, do not see the rope properly, and then what you do? You superimpose a snake on it. In the same way, is sakshi in front of ahamvritti for it to do all these things? Is ahamvritti able to objectify the sakshi? No. Then what do we mean by connection of the ahamvritti with the sakshi? It only means this. This ahamvritti, which has got the reflection of consciousness, takes itself to be the self, actual self. And therefore what happens? Its limitation becomes my limitation. The sakshi's limitation. What do you mean by limitation? We have studied, is it not? Desha, Kala, Vastu. So I am not going into it. I am one of the many. But as Sakshi, I am one with you. There's no difference. We are all one as Sakshi. But as the individual, what happens? I am one of the many. You are different from me. All right. So in this way, after analyzing the ahamvritti in great detail, then the ahamvritti's instrument, the karanavrittis, right? The instrument. associated with that, using that, what happens? The experience of the waking, dream and deep sleep happens. Experience of waking, dream and deep? Yes. The ahamvritti along with all other karana vrittis. Right? What do you mean by karana vritti? Any thought other than ahamvritti is karana. Karana means instrument. Instrument for experience. Any experience. Instrument for experience the outer world. That is also a thought. A thought only does that, connects with the outer world. Thought only manifests as love. Thought only manifests as hate. It's a karana, instrument. Now when the ahamvritti and all the karana vrittis all go to rest, that is called as what? Deep sleep. When the ahamvritti wakes up and the karana vrittis, the ahamvritti does not project. The karana vrittis project a world of impressions. Vasana kalpayet. The ahamvritti and the karana vritti are there. But what does karana vritti do? The karana vritti projects. And what does the karana vritti project? The karana vritti projects an entire world. And it projects a knower. It projects a known. And it projects a knowing. It projects a doer. It projects the action which is done. And then it projects also the results of those actions. An entire world is manifested by the karana vrittis. That becomes called as what? Dream. Yes? The projected world is dream. And what does the karana vritti do? To create the waking state, the karana vritti uses the senses, comprehends the object, external object. And there also what does the karana vritti do? There also the karana vritti projects, albeit not the object, but the nature of the object. In the dream, the object also was projected. But in the waking, the object is not projected. The object is bahihi, is outside. But the object being happiness giving, sorrow giving. The person being good, the person being bad. Something being likable, something being detestable. What's your favorite color? Color is color. What makes you favorite? What makes it favorite? Karana vritti. So this projection is done by karana vritti. See, whole life is explained in very, very, very precise, simple and experiential terms. Okay. Now, shall we move forward? We have completed up to verse number 11. Now we go to verse number naturally. What is the question? The question is, remember what was the basic question? Sakshi is just a witness who goes through the ups and downs of life, joys and sorrows of life. Who goes through samsara? Now this is being answered. Let's read the verse.
Mano hankrity upādānam लिङ्गमेकं जडात्मकम् avasthā-trayam-anveti jāyate mriyate tathā
jāyate mriyate tathā
mano hankrity upādānam lingam jadātmakam avasthā-trayam anveti jāyate mriyate tathā.
Mano, hankrity, upādānam. Do you see that word upādānam? Upādānam means that stuff, that material. Upādānam means material. That's how we have upādāna karana for material cause. That material. Which material? That mental stuff material. Right? Which only manifests as the karana vritti and the aham vritti. The karana vritti referred to here by manas, and the kartru vritti, hankrity, ahankara referred by hankrity. So, what is there? You have the karana and the kartru, which are basically that mental stuff, upādānam. Right? So, mano hankrity, mano, manas, ahankrity, upādānam. And these collectively is called what? They are collectively called as lingam ekam. Ekam collectively called by one name. This differentiation we made as karana and kartru, that is only to explain to us the functionality of things there happening in the mental stuff. But this mental stuff is together given one name. And what is that? Lingam. Also called as sukshma sharira. You must have heard the sukshma sharira. That's a more popular term. Stula sharira, sukshma sharira, karana sharira. Sukshma sharira, well known. It is that very sukshma sharira that is for a particular purpose. Given also the term linga sharira. Basically, what is it? Jadātmakam. It is not inherently sentient, but enlivened by consciousness, with the reflection of consciousness associated with it, with chichaya coming there, it becomes seemingly sentient. Jadātmakam. Truly jada. What is this? This mano hankrity upādānam. This mental stuff which alone manifests as the karana and the kartru. Manas manute. It thinks. It thinks for what? It thinks for the ahankrity. The ahankrity, the I thought, if it wants to think, it can't think by itself. It can't think means what? It can't think an emotion. It can't comprehend an object. It can't project a world. This ahankrity by itself is without assistant, this fellow can't work. He requires his assistants to work. And that karana, manas, it thinks, it comprehends, it knows, it feels, manas. Therefore karana. And the owner of it, ahankrity, both of them together, ekam, together, called by what? Lingam. Why do you say lingam? It is jadātmakam. It is jadātmakam. But it is linga. It is linga means what? Leenam artham gamayati iti lingam. What did I say? Leenam artham gamayati iti lingam. That's a definition for linga. We say Shiva Linga also, we say, is it not? What is linga? Linam artham gamayati. This is the philosophical meaning. Linam. Linam means what? That which you can't see easily. Subtle. Linam. Linam artham. That artham is that which is. That object which is lina, hidden. That object which is hidden. Which object is hidden? Consciousness is hidden. That consciousness which is hidden, it helps you see. It helps you see means what? It helps you experience. That's how we are experiencing a sentiency, life. All these things we are experiencing. These are all consciousness. Consciousness, the awareness, I mean. The awareness. Conscious mind, sentient mind. So this is all, everything is inert. But there in the inert, you are experiencing life. You are experiencing sentience. You are experiencing awareness. All these things are indicative of that pure consciousness. If not for this mind, where would have been the reflection of consciousness? And if the reflection of consciousness had not happened, where would have been the sense of the individuality I? Where would have that inextricable oneness between the reflection of consciousness and I happened? And if not for that, where would have been the body found its sentience and I-ness? We are experiencing I-ness at the level of the body. That I, which is a supreme consciousness, beyond all perception, beyond all cognitions, which is beyond speech and mind, that I we are experiencing at the level of the body. That consciousness which is so subtle, that consciousness we are experiencing as life. What makes this possible? This Sukshma Sharira makes it possible. Linam artham gamayati bodhayati. That which helps us comprehend that subtle essence. Even though jadātmakam, but being reflective of that consciousness, being capable of becoming an instrument for the consciousness to reflect, it helps us perceive, experience consciousness at the level of matter. So that hidden consciousness makes it available for us. That is why the Sukshma Sharira is called as Linga Sharira. So whenever you want to say, even though it is jada, but it appears to be sentient, in the Shastra you will find they will bring this term, Linga Sharira. As long as they want to tell it is material in nature, etc., they will say Sukshma Sharira. Like how Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, like that they would be saying. But the moment they want to tell that it is this Sharira which is the medium for life. It is this Sharira, it is this body which helps us comprehend the presence of consciousness. Then we use what? Linga Sharira. Okay? So, mano hankrity, manas ahankrity upādānam, ekam jadātmakam, one alone. Only functionally they are different, but basically they are mental stuff. But then that becomes Linga Sharira. Why? Because it has that reflective consciousness on it. So this Sukshma Sharira, with the reflective consciousness in it, this mental stuff, with that reflection of consciousness, this one, this compound, this amalgam, this alloy of what? That subtle body, which alone manifests as the I thought and the thought comprehending the objects. What do you mean by object? It could be external object, it could be internal object. Like love, hate, etc. They're internal objects. Emotions are internal objects. So this thought comprehends it, both. And then what happens? The I thought put the stamps on that part. When love comes, it puts a stamp. I love. And hate, I hate. Eating is happening. I eat. Stamp is going on. This compound, this amalgam, what happens? Avasthā-trayam anveti. Now samsara. Avasthā-trayam anveti. Avasthā-trayam anveti. Anveti attains. Prapnoti. It attains the three states. What do you mean it attains the three states? It alone goes through the waking experience, the dream experience, and the deep sleep experience. Meaning what? It alone has the waking state, it alone has the dream state, it alone has the deep sleep state. It alone. Not the pure consciousness. Pure consciousness does not have waking state. Why? Because it doesn't have a dream state. Pure consciousness does not go to sleep, is it not? To wake up. Pure consciousness does not have a dream state to differentiate it from waking and dream. Pure consciousness just illumines. Sakshi-dvayam. It just illumines. It just illumines means what? It does not wake. It does not sleep. It does not dream. Na udeti, na astameti. Na vriddhim yati na kshayam. Swayam vibhati. That's what pure consciousness is. But then who has got the waking state experience, the dream state experience, the deep sleep experience? This amalgam. Which amalgam? This compound of the mano, hankrity, upādānam, which has become lingam. Which has become lingam means what? Which has become sentient. Which is expressive of consciousness. This goes through. Swamiji, please explain how this goes through. When this whole thing goes to rest, it's called sleep. When this whole thing wakes up, but not fully, ahankara vikasardha, partially. And what happens to the vritti, the other vritti? Which vritti? The karana vritti, when they start projecting a world of impressions. Then that state of experience, what this is having, not consciousness is having. Consciousness is just witnessing. But this upādānam, hankrity and mano vritti, the karana vritti and the kartru vritti, one part of it becomes the experiencer. Another part of it becomes the world. And waking state, what happens? One part of it goes outside to see the world of objects. Of course, one part of it is also having the inner thoughts, love, hate, etc. is there. And one part of it is what? Is identifying with all these. In this way, the deep sleeper, who is a deep sleeper? Not consciousness, which is not sleeping, but this aham vritti, which has gone to sleep. That becomes the deep sleeper. What happens to the karana vritti? They are all awake? No, they are also sleeping. That's the deep sleep experience. Now, a little bit it wakes up. Then it becomes a dreamer. And what does the karana vritti do? Projects. Then you have the dreamer and the dream experience. And then what happens later on? The aham vritti. Later on means it doesn't have to have in this order, okay? But when the karana vritti goes out through the senses, comprehends the object, then that becomes the waking state experience for who? For this aham vritti. So within this amalgam, the whole thing is there. The waking, dream, deep sleep, everything is there within this fellow. Can you see? Everything is within that. When this fellow goes to sleep, it's called as deep sleep. When the fellow is in full expression, it is called waking state. When this fellow is in partial expression, then it is called as dream. The suffering, the joy is there within this. The sufferer, the enjoyer is there within this. Nothing is outside this. Everything within this. Avasthā-trayam anveti. And this whole amalgam, being the doer, being the actor, being the functioner, being the karta, doing, what will happen? It has to reap the result. And sometimes the body which it has now is not sufficient for all the experiences. Not sufficient. Because the time span of the body is limited. The results of the action will have to come in future. And at that time in future, this body may not be there. What happens? Another body is there. For whom? For this amalgam. Why for this amalgam? Because this is the fellow who is the karta, who is the karana. Karta, doer. Karana, instrument of doing. This fellow only did everything. Jāyate, mriyate, tathā. When this particular body is not anymore suitable for this mano hankrity upādānam lingam, ekam, it's not sufficient, then what happens? This body goes, another body is taken. This body goes, this body is dropped, that is called as death. Another body taken, that is called as birth. What has changed in this? What has changed in this? Only body has changed. Not consciousness, always the same. Not mano hankrity upādānam also has not changed, you see. That also has not changed. Only body has changed. Are you seeing? This is called transmigration. Correct only. Transmigration. When you go from one country to another, only the country changes. You are the same. Correct? Did you change? No. One hand of you went away. You have to come to India to study Vedanta. Therefore, what happened? Something went away and you came to India. Can you say like that? You remain the same. No, Swamiji, when I come to India, I wear Indian dress. What has changed? Dress only has changed. You have not changed. World changed, dress changed. You remain the same. What changed? World changed. World change means what? Country changed. And therefore the dress also you changed. Because it should be appropriate to that country. You go to Swarga, world changed. And what has changed? That appropriate dress to be in that world. Here in this world, the Sharira is Parthiva Sharira. Parthiva Sharira, earth body. And it is supposed to be in Swarga, you have a light body. Light, effulgent body. They say like that. I don't remember. They say like that. And they say in Naraka, the Sharira is Yatana Sharira. Yatana Sharira means what? A Sharira which is fit for torture. You can't take too much torture in this body. The body will perish. And there you can take a lot of torture and the body will still be alive. Yatana Sharira. All these things are described. I think it is reasonable. I have no complications about it. That is how. So who goes to the waking dream and deep sleep? This going continuously is called as what? Samsara. Who goes through it? Mano, hankrity, upādānam, lingam, ekam, jadātmakam. This inherently inert sukshma sharira, which manifests itself as the mano hankrity upādānam, that upādāna, that mental stuff, which manifests as the I thought and the instrument thought, sometimes called as aham vritti, idam vritti. Why it is called idam vritti? The vritti which comprehends idam. Idam means object. Idam means this. This means what? Object. And everything is object, is it not? Object does not mean outside part. Object also means inside emotion. Karana vritti. Here it is called as karana vritti and kartru vritti. Different terms but mean the same. That mental stuff. Becoming sentient. Doing everything. Will have to reap the results. And that goes and takes another body. So this continuous movement in one life from one avastha to another avastha. Avastha means state. Avastha in some languages also means suffering. One avastha to another avastha. One state to another. Moving. That's a samsara within one life. And moving from one body to another. Jāyate is born, mriyate dies. Again, jāyate, then again mriyate. This continuous movement is samsara outside life. But together it is one whole set called as samsara. What does samsara mean? Samyak sarati. Samyak sarati, non-stop going. Ceaseless travel. Tiresome experience. No rest, no relaxation. Alright. Mano hankrity-upādānam, lingam ekam jadātmakam, avasthā-trayam anveti, jāyate, mriyate, tathā. Of course, when this fellow goes, he takes also all the senses also. All his pranas also. Only body the fellow leaves, everything he takes. Those of you who know some Vedanta who studied before, you will know all the saptadasha kalas, saptadasha kalabhihi, pancha prana, pancha jnanendriya, pancha karmendriya, right? These are also his instruments, subtle. The faculties also he takes with him. And then the kartrurupa and the karanarupa. Mano, hankrity, upādānam. This one. All of them go. Yes, you must have studied. Huh? It goes. So here, mano, hankrity, upādānam is what is called as upalakshana. Indicative of the larger things, other subsidiary things which goes. There also, after going, he will require the faculty of seeing, no? The faculty of karmendriya, jnanendriya is also required. That also goes. Okay, theek. All right, Swamiji, that is clear. Who goes through samsara? Clear. And to answer this, so much of it required. Otherwise, we will not. Just if this was said in the beginning, we would not know what all is going through it. But now you see, pakka, it's clear. Nobody has got any doubt. Is it clear or am I presuming? Clear? What goes through samsara? This sukshma, which is bestowed with consciousness. That goes through. That has got the I as well as the instruments for the I to function. Okay. That has got the I, that has got the individual I. But what about the pure I? No samsara. Okay. Swamiji, all this is fine, very clear, but I have got some other question for you. Topic changes. What is it? Swamiji, what? To sukshma sharira, is it not? The mind, the karana vritti, the kartru vritti, that vritti, that material. And also, the waking state of world, bahihi, outside world that sees, the karana vritti sees. Now, all these things, how are they coming? Where from they are coming? You have explained the nature of the self, Drig. Not the self, the witness, nature of the self. But other than the self, everything is called as Drishya. Other than the self means what? Everything. Everything means what? That linga sharira, that sukshma sharira, that vritti. From there up to the external world, everything is seen. Where is it coming from? Consciousness, drashta. Seen, drishya. Consciousness you said, as nodeti na astameti na vriddim yati nakrayam, etc. you said. Therefore what? It is nitya. But the entire world, where is it coming from? Now topic goes to drishya. Rupam drishyam, lochanam drig, tadrishyam, driktu manasam, drishyādi vrittaya sakshi, drigeva natu drishyate. So drig is over, now drishya is coming. Scene changes. Alright? Where is it coming from? Let us read the verse, okay?
shakti-dvayam hi māyāyā vikshep-āvritti-rūpakam vikshepa-shaktir lingādi brahmāndāntam jagat srijet shakti-dvayam hi māyāyā vikshep-āvritti-rūpakam vikshep-shaktir lingādi brahmāndāntam jagat srijet.
Is consciousness limited to the self? When you say consciousness is the witness, is consciousness only here, witnessing the mind? Is not consciousness all pervasive? Is it not? Space in the room. But is space in the room only? Is not space everywhere? Is it not the fact that the room is in space? Is not the space substratum? Just as how we say room space, outer space, for convenience. For convenience. But space is one. In the same way, we speak of consciousness within and consciousness outside for the purpose of teaching. Only one consciousness. But that only one consciousness, we are, so to say, seemingly dividing and presenting for the purpose of teaching. Why for the purpose of teaching? Because now we see the dichotomy of I and the world. We are at this level. Shastra has to come to our level. We are at the level of what? Subject, object. That is our level. We are in two. Since we are in two, Shastra comes to two. And when Shastra comes to, it says that self, consciousness as self, Atman. And then consciousness as a substratum of the world, Brahman. The space inside the room, room space. The space outside, the larger space, the all-pervasive, bigger space. So that is what, that is provided because to help us. And then finally what will be said? The space inside the room and the space outside is one. There is one only space. Methodology. What is termed as pedagogy? No? Those who are educationalists and academicians, no, educationalists, especially people in the field of education. What is the pedagogy of Vedanta? The pedagogy of Vedanta starts where you are. We experience a subject-object dichotomy, and since we experience a subject-object dichotomy, Vedanta also says there is two consciousness. What? The inner consciousness, Sakshi, Atma. And the outer consciousness, what is that? Brahman. But why, Swamiji, the outer consciousness is called Brahman? The word Brahman means large. The word Atman means self. Subject, self. And how is the object? Object is large, is it not? World is large. I feel I am little in the world. And where is the world is large, huge, vast. The entire cosmos, the stars and the planets and all those things, so vast. And since I see the world and I feel I am little and the world is large, therefore the consciousness which is of the world should be what? Large. Brahman. Brihatvat Brahma. And that we are, yes. Outer space, space, vast, vast space, large space, infinite space. And the room space is a small space. But then space is one. The same way, this large consciousness, so to say large, consciousness neither large or small, Brahman. And because it is consciousness has got the inherent power to manifest. Whenever somebody knows, the person will do something. Initially, 1 or 2 people only were singing bhajans. Slowly what happened? Other people also. Can I also sing? Come. Wherever there is knowledge, you will find expression. That is the inherent nature of knowledge. Chupka Rustum always gets caught. Will express. Eyes have got power to see, is it not? Are they not seeing? Nose have got power to smell. Are they not smelling? You'll always find creative power inherent with knowledge. And the greatest suffocation that can happen for knowledge is non-expression. Suffocation. When you know something, then you want to do that thing. So this power to manifest of Brahman, this power to manifest of Brahman is called Maya. Swamiji, why is it called Maya? Why can't it be called some other name? Why? Because, you see, you are a person, right? And therefore when you paint or when you sing, it is other than you. Yes. And therefore what you do is not Maya. What you do for you is real. Whereas there is nothing other than Brahman, other than that consciousness. Therefore, whatever happens in Brahman is not something outside Brahman. It's not different from Brahman. It is only an appearance of Brahman. And what is an appearance in Brahman is only an appearance in Brahman. And appearance is called as what? Appearance is called as Maya. The word Maya means appearance. That power, that creative power of Brahman, which creates, that creative power is called Maya because what it creates is Maya. What you do is not Maya. Why? What you do is outside you. But whatever happens from the creative surge of Brahman happens within Brahman, and Brahman only is that. You are painting, you are not. For your painting, you need paint, which is different from you. For your painting, you need brush, different from you. For your painting, you need canvas, different from you. For your painting, you need so many things other than you. And finally, the painting you do is also different from you. And therefore, you feel creation is real. Anybody tells your art as Maya, what will you say? No? What do you mean Maya? It's real. Whereas, Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnav, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva tena kantavyam brahma karma samadhina. So Brahman itself is the offerer in the yaga. Brahman itself is offered in the yaga. Yaga is example. Huh? Don't think somebody is offering Brahman into yaga and all. Of course, in Purushottam you find this only explained. Those who have studied Purushottam. So it alone manifests everything. In Tamil, we have a nice song. Pattum nane, padalum nane, padavaipavunum nane. I am the singer, I am the song, I am the one who makes the singing also possible. He alone is everything. And this being the case, the power which manifests Brahman as something else, which is not actually something else, which is appearing to be something else, that power which does this is called as Maya. That which makes appearance possible is called as appearance. What it does also is Maya. What it is also Maya. Alright. This Maya, what is this Maya? This power of Brahman to manifest itself in a manner which appears to be different from Brahman to the ignorant, not for the wise. That power is called Maya. Swamiji, say again, Swamiji. That power of Brahman, which is non-different from Brahman, that power of Brahman, which is non-different from Brahman, which manifests things as though they are different from Brahman, but truly they are not different from Brahman, that power is called Maya. And that's why it is said, Ya Ma Sa Maya. What is Ya Ma Sa Maya? Not real. Why, first of all, not real? It is not different from Brahman. It's not different. And next, whatever it creates is not different. Everything is Brahman only, is it not? So the power also is Brahman only. It appears in our imagination to be different. The artist's power to create that art is also he only. It's not different. The ability to manifest is also Brahman. And what is manifested is not different from Brahman, even though it looks to be other than Brahman. And therefore, this power is called Maya. What comes out of it is also Maya. Okay. This Maya has got two powers. Power has got powers? Yes. That is why it is power. In this text, everything is broken up into ways you can understand. Shakti-dvayam hi māyāyā. Maya, which itself is a power to make appearances possible, that power which makes appearances in that infinite consciousness, that power is twofold. Shakti-dvayam. What is it? Vikshep-āvritti-rūpakam. It is of the form of one vikshepa, two āvritti. Very beautifully in this text we find the description. Very practical. That is the beauty. what is about this text is that what is happening, it tells. You will find the way, those of you who already studied the Vedanta, you will find a way in which very nicely vikshepa and avritti are spoken of here, which is very unique. Usually what they will say, avritti, vikshepa. What are you finding here? Vikshepa-āvritti. Very, very. And then what avritti does also very nicely said. In a way we can experience. That's the beauty. Not in a philosophical, conceptual way, it just covers. No. In a very experiential way it will be mentioned here. So Maya has got two powers. Maya is power. When you say Maya is power, what are the way the power expresses two ways? The whole thing is mental stuff, is it not? And then twofold. One holds the I, another holds the objects. One is the karta, another becomes the karana. In the same way, Maya is our power of this Brahman to manifest appearances. Yes, but this power itself is twofold. It's one power in twofold expression. One is called what? Vikshepa, another is called avritti. What does vikshepa do? Vikshepa, the word vikshepa means vividam kshepanam. Vividam means manifold. Vividam. Vikshepa is there, is it not? So you have that V. Sometimes this V will be given the meaning visheshena. So many ways that V can be. Visheshena means special. V can also mean vigata, without. V can also mean viparita, opposite. But here what is the meaning of V? V is, Swamiji, what are these words you said, Swamiji? So many fast. V can mean vishesha. Vishesha means special. V can means what? Vigata. Vigata means bereft, without. Examples and all I am not giving it necessarily. V can also mean viparita. Viparita, opposite. These are the usual meanings of V. Another important meaning of V is vivida. Vivida means manifold. Vivida. Vikshepa. What is kshepa? Kshepa is kshepanam. Kshepanam means what? Karanam. Karanam means what? Doing. Here karanam means doing. Making it happen. Kshepanam. So what does vikshepa do? Vikshepa makes happen the multitude, the many. One consciousness, pure consciousness, nothing but consciousness. This one pure consciousness, that consciousness got the power by itself, natural, inherent to it. And that power is called Maya. Why is it called Maya? Because what it creates is only an appearance. It's not different from consciousness. That Maya's one expression is what? To create the manifold. Vividam. Vividam means what? One is different from another. Such a extreme vividam that not one person's fingerprint is equal to the other person's fingerprint. Wow! Can you imagine what it is? You will not find one person in the whole world whose fingerprint is same as other person. Can you imagine what kind of difference? Amazing. What a creative power. That one is not like the other. Sure. And when one is like the other, we feel bored. Is it not? What do you mean, Swamiji? One is like the other, you feel bored. This packed food which comes, no? Same taste. Same taste. Name for that also. What cutter is that? What name is that? Cookie cutter. Cookie cutter. All same. But when your mom makes it, this Diwali sweet was slightly different from the earlier. Dosa every day, same dosa, same sweet, same taste, same nice, so nice. But there is the chutney. Nobody gets bored with mother's food. Nowadays, mothers also, waste of time. Okay? What does that vikshepa-shaktir do? Vividam. With all differences, sajatiya, vijatiya, svagata bheda. Two hands also different. You find the lines in this hand and lines in this hand are different. It is same body only, different. Svagata bheda. Sajatiya bheda. Two dogs only, but different. Sajatiya bheda. Vijatiya bheda. Dog, cat. Vijatiya. Animal, bird. Wow. One world, totally different world. Vikshepa-shaktir, lingādi. Now you know what is linga. What is linga? Linga is also called as sukshma sharira. So starting from that mental stuff, which alone appears as karta and karana, starting from that, the closest to you, that is the closest to you. Nothing can be closer than that. Starting from that subtle mind, lingādi, adi, starting, beginning with that. Brahmāndāntam. Till the Brahmanda. Till the Brahmanda means what? Till the entire gross world. The word Brahmanda is a technical term which means 14 lokas. Brahmanda. Brahmanda means what? Brahmanda means what? The very wide, vast. You know what Brahma means vast, is it not? So Brahmanda means what? The very vast cosmos. Brahmanda. Anda does not mean egg here. So Brahmanda means what? Brahmanda means the egg of Brahma. It doesn't mean, it means what? It means the vast, big. Whenever you say big, how do you say? The vast, big. You put a circle, is it not? That is called anda here. The entire huge. Atala, vitala, sutala, rasatala, talatala, mahatala, patala, bhu, huva, swa, maha, janaha, tapa, satyam. Wow, Swamiji, what memory you have got. This is called one Brahmanda. 14 worlds. Google it, okay? Don't try to Google it, it's there. So all the 14. Vedanta Sara will have this. So many texts as having it. So this is called one Brahmanda. Like that, how many Brahmanda is there? Ananta Brahmanda, infinite Brahmanda. Who can say what is the expanse of it? No, endless. What a power. The power to manifest is so vast, and the power to manifest is so vividam. You see here? Vividam. So very. This vikshepa-shaktir does. Okay? So, if you are asking the question, how did this linga come? How did this body come? How does the object which the karana vritti with the empowered by the kartru vritti holding, and the karana vritti grows and perceives the world of object, is it not? Dream you create. Okay. But the waking world that we see, and dream we create, but the material for the dream, that sukshma is not made by you. Who made this all? I am Sakshi. Okay, understood. Great. But who made this all? As long as you think you are the Sakshi and there's a world other than you, problem is still there. Dvaita is there. Advaita has not happened. So Drig Drishya Viveka has not given Advaita. Drig Drishya Viveka has revealed you the Sakshi, the self. But what about the world? To explain that, Brahman, Maya, Maya 2 power, vikshepa-shaktir creates the variety. And what is the second one? It's called avritti, second one. Avritti means veiling. What does it veil? Next verse tomorrow. Purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.